Man, listen, this free game.
Freest.
Devil was good.
Top tier, no fear. Pray I see the path clear.
Tim?
Peace to divine families to God.
I thought you were going to say it too.
It's all good, man. We could share that, man.
Top
Could
tier,
share
no
that, man.
fear, man.
Hey, I read a quote, fellas, over the weekend. I was thinking about coming on here. It said, find the reasons, lose the excuses, and gain the results. What comes to mind when you hear that?
To find the reason for a situation opposed to you find a reason for a situation, you get the understanding of it opposed to coming up with an excuse. You know what I mean? It's easy to say, well, I couldn't do this, or I shouldn't have did that, or I couldn't make this happen. But if we find a reason to make it happen, I think you kind of can eliminate the excuse if I'm going the right path with that.
I like that.
You know what I mean? So
I like that. So I think we find reasons to make excuses. Instead of finding reasons to make stuff happen, we'll find a way or a reason to make an excuse, which gives us no results.
That's the easy way out.
You feel me?
Yeah.
An excuse is the easy way out. Now I do know is me and Tim were talking about this a little bit. I know it's people that have been through a lot. They background probably involve trauma and tough situations.
Right.
But Doc put a post up, and I was like, see how stuff come full circle.
Man, listen.
Her post was, she said, if therapy was free, would you go, or do you still
Find a reason.
find an excuse not to go?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
If
you
it was
have,
free.
so we have like, you can have a situation, but you have resources and information that can help you with that problem.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of using your resources, using the information to make the situation better,
Right.
we'll find an excuse not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy. I was like, Tim, we was in the parking lot, man. I was like, Tim, you see this? So we'll make an excuse for a lot of things, but a lot of times there's a lot of people that don't even have reason to even make an excuse. Like you have no reason to be, like, some people have no reason to be in the state that they're being in. I know me and Tim, he ran into a kid. He had a sister that was pregnant. He ain't have no computer, no internet, but he was using the mental wealth center to do his work. Cause he ain't have no internet, no computer. He was going to night school.
And he ride the bike. to
He was riding a bike, but he was making a way. But it's people that's in a way better situation than what he was, and they'll find an excuse not to do what they supposed to do.
Every time.
And this person, he way well off in a worse situation, circumstance than they is. But you got people that will help them, that'll help put them in position. They, hey, here, I got this for you, do this. And they'll find a way to say, nah, I got this going on.
I think it's because a lot of things was handed to people. You know, I mean, put people in a situation, say like you, right? You know what I'm saying? You grew up in the house with 7 of y'all, right? You know what I mean? Everybody may not come out with the same, man. You came out hungry. You came out like, you know, you love basketball. You know what I'm saying? You were a stellar athlete. But in your mind, like, you had to go the opposite route. You know what I'm saying? You probably because you didn't have that backing that you wanted or needed. You know what I mean? But I think, you know, of course, I know uncles would have supported 1,000%. But a lot of people would have came out your situations and been like, shoot, man, I'm like this because, you know, we ain't never had nothing. You know what I mean? You come from a situation where you made something out of nothing. And of course, beloved, you know what I mean? The stories that he done told me, you know, his own children thought he was well rich or well off, you know what I'm saying, coming up. You see what I'm saying? And some of the stories that I done heard, you know, him tell me is like, nah, man, like even the most profound thing you probably could have ever said to me, bro, was when, you know, you was out doing your thing in the streets and you was like, bro, I was out here to do this to make sure my mama was straight. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother may grab something every now and then, but we'll switch it up. Then we'll go back and get this. Like, you know, he wasn't on it to be trying to keep up with the Joneses because I know niggas was flying doing stuff out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And he could have been that way, but he was disciplined enough to know, like, he ain't getting no excuses for this. Like, this the reason why I'm out here. That was his reason. Like, I'm out here for this reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here grinding for this reason. I don't want to be out here. I supposed to be in the league somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm out here for this reason. So, and some cats out there, and these cats were living on the north side. You feel me? Like back in the day, you know, the north side, that's the good side. Yeah. And you niggas want to hang out over here, and you niggas want to do this. Right. You know what I mean? What's your reason? It's because you want to impress a nigga, because you think it look cool. You know what I'm saying? Your excuse is, you know, oh, you know, I really come from this. You know what I mean? Because my grandma stay over here. But if your mama and your daddy is together and they got you, ain't nothing wrong with having. And I think, you know, sometimes people make them excuses just to fit in, or to be lazy, or to not just push forward. Like, man, excuses is like buttholes, as they say. You know what I mean? Everybody got one. You feel what I'm saying? But who gonna come up with a reason? No come up with a reason why, hey man, you know what? Every day I gotta get up and do this. Every day I gotta get, like right now I have to make every day, bro. Every day I gotta get up with a reason, like, boy, I gotta get up and make this happen. Boy, I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? I can't just lay here. I gotta get up. You know what I'm saying? And my reason is because I just can't quit. You feel me?
So how long, you said something earlier when you were talking about how people say, well, I grew up like this. I ain't have that backing or that support. Yeah. So let me ask y'all a question. How long can somebody use that excuse that their background wasn't up par?
Mm-hmm. How long?
How long can they use? Now I know they can use the excuse for how long they want to, but
yeah,
when do that? You know what I'm saying? Like speaking, like Tim, how long can you say that? You know what I'm saying? You gonna say that till you 45, 50? Like, I mean, how long can we continue to say, well,
the system,
my parents didn't do this, or society was this way, so that's the reason why I'm stuck here in the situation that I'm in. That's why I ain't making no progress. How long can you use that as an excuse?
Like, you can, I mean, the excuse gonna always be available. You feel me? Because
right.
It's systemic. It's systemic. Like it's an ongoing process that we've been, we've been put in this situation. So like, it ain't like we created these situations for ourselves. So, but at some point in time, you feel me? Like, you know, when we was coming up, we used to say like, yeah, the white folks ain't gonna let us get no job, or the white folks this and that. Now, like, the times done changed.
Like a mug.
You feel me? So now it's open up. Now, like, the availability for different things has changed. Mm-hmm. Like, so those jobs that you thought you can't, look at Twin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at Coach K. Mm-hmm. You feel me? You work out there too. You know what I mean? So LaRue, like Kiki Robertson, you work out there too. Mm-hmm. So it's cats that, you know, we came out from out these streets and all that you eventually have to say, you eventually got to take accountability. Right? You got to be responsible for whatever going to happen next with you. You feel me? So sometimes a lot of cats be, you know, just hanging on to that same, you know, that same poverty mindset.
Right.
Like, they don't never want to change from being, you know, bottom feeders and all that.
Right.
So you get comfortable. Like my boy Life Jenny said, if you get comfortable at the bottom, you will stay at the bottom.
Yeah, stay there.
You know what I'm saying? So it took different situations. Like, a lot of us made different decisions at different times.
Right.
We decided that, you know, this wasn't gonna be my end all.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of cats that been using that excuse we could just speak like me. I could just speak for myself. I seen it. I made the excuse for a long time. Like I ain't working for them white folks. And you ain't finna do this and do that. And I ain't going to no school for nothing. And school ain't for me. And I made all those excuses. But then when I started seeing my children like about to graduate and all that, I said, well, I can't be letting my children, you know what I mean? I done pushed them to a certain level, so I can't stay where I'm at.
Yeah, you got to be the example.
That's right. So for me personally, it made me want to, switch lanes. And once I got on that side and started saying like, dang, it ain't as bad as we thought it was on the other side. So that's what made me come back and be like, look here, bro. Yeah. This ain't it, right?
Because you doing it for you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
you doing that for you, man.
It was all about, the reason was my children was, you feel me? Like I already had made my mind up that ain't no way my children gonna graduate from high school before I get a GED.
Yeah.
So you lost the excuse and found a reason.
Yeah.
And you got the results.
Yeah. So ain't no way I was gonna let my children graduate from high school before. But I'm preaching high school. I'm preaching diploma. I'm preaching education. So there wasn't no way that I was gonna allow them to complete 13 years of school and I ain't even got no GED.
That's real.
You feel me? So I went ahead and I dropped them excuses, man.
Yeah.
And
so you want to practice what you preach, basically.
I'm gonna practice, but I ain't gonna talk if I ain't doing it.
So I'm glad you mentioned the examples when you mentioned Twin, when you mentioned yourself, when you mentioned Coach K.
Yeah.
Because even when we going into these schools or we going in with the housing authority and we talking to these kids, it's important that they see the examples. You know, these same people coming from these same circumstances might not be a father in the home, might be single parent, you might be in the hood, you might, like Tim, you said it was 9 of y'all.
It's 9 of us, yeah.
It's 9 of y'all, 7 of us. So when you got these success stories, you got these examples to give these people, hey, this person right here situation was worse than yours.
Right.
But he made it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't making no excuse. He found a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He found a reason to get out there and do what he had to do so he can get some results. So when you bring up those people, I was like, yeah, that's important that we can we can show. Hey, here's some examples of some people that have been through worse than you. So right now, you really ain't got no excuse. I mean, you could use you got an excuse, but I mean, but it's possible for you to get out of the situation that you feel is hindering you.
So the main question is like how long? Like you said earlier, like how long you feel you gonna feel comfortable with whatever it is that you're doing, like the bare minimum. You know what I mean? Like Coach K was behind the wall with me when I made my decision. Like I ain't coming back in here, boy. You feel me? He was upstairs and we used to sit down there and talk, and I was like, shh, well, this it. He's still in here fighting and all that. Like, boy, ain't coming back in here.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean?
So the thing about this, Trey said something earlier. I'm gonna go back to what Trey said. You said when it's people make excuses when stuff is given to them. I have witnessed parents early now, setting the foundation. I have witnessed parents giving their child excuses,
making excuses
for them for why they messed up or why they made a mistake. Instead of holding them accountable right then and there, they made the excuse for them. And what you think that's doing to the child when the parent right there make the excuse for them?
That's an empowering that child to make more excuses.
You know the reason behind that, I think parents don't like to look like they're failures. So the excuse is, I'm going to give my child an excuse so it doesn't reflect me. I don't want to look like I failed at something when you're a human just like that. Like, ain't no manual to this. We spoke about this when we were speaking about parenting. You may fall short with something. Guess what? Teach your children where you fell short at. Show them where you fell short at. give them the reason why this happened, and we ain't making no excuses with this is why I'm gonna fix this. I told my boys one day, I say, man, y'all don't see me fall on my face, and then y'all don't see me fix this and get it back right. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Correct? Like, yeah, so don't think that just because you do something wrong that it's all the way over. You know what I mean? You making excuses, but you got all these resources. If you got resources, there's no way that you can make an excuse. You know what I mean? If you're given something to be able, you can cut grass, you can shovel manure if you had to. You can. I mean, look at social media. It's a gift and a curse, but it's certain things if you're doing something right that you can go out here. Look at the hot chip challenge. You feel what I'm saying? It might be he had people really eating the chip, and he getting views from this, and he doing something. He be in the heart of the hood with this. But he was like, man, you could tell he a hood dude. But in my mind, he probably was sitting around like, man, what can I do, man? We sitting around here, we just getting high, we getting drunk. I'm finna see if I can get these people to eat this chip. I'm gonna pay them to do it. And now he getting views. Now it may be crazy, but he ain't out here stealing, he ain't out here robbing. He giving you a choice. Hey, he giving you a choice to do something. So he found a reason to find something and not make an excuse. And I just think when you have resources, you can't make excuses, man. And when a parent continuously give a child an excuse, that's a cop out for you. You know what I mean? You don't want to, oh no, cause they just nothing. You know what I'm saying? They wrong. And you wrong for going with this. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong about something, I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that, like, straight up. Like, if when I was partaking in certain things and my son was on probation, I'm gonna say this. He said something to me and I couldn't even, I had to eat it. He was like, well, shoot, Daddy, you be having that. I ain't supposed to be around that. I was like, dang, you got a point. I couldn't be like, nigga, I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown, nigga. This, you know, this is my, like, you got a point. You right. Get what I said? You right. Shot them, threw them off. Cause I ain't gonna make no excuse. You know what I'm saying? The reason why the reason why you're in trouble, you got in trouble for a reason, and I'm steady adding to this. If I don't do the right thing, I can't make an excuse. That's an excuse saying I'm grown. If I know that if we get pulled over or something like that, and you in this, like, you in trouble. You know
especially
what I'm saying?
Around him, yeah.
Especially around him. So I had to sit back and be like, dang, you got a point. You right. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna do that around you. I ain't gonna keep this around you. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the more you make excuses, the more you get comfortable in not doing their thing. You know what I mean?
It become a way of life. Like it's the norm. Like Tim said, you comfortable at the bottom.
Yeah.
You gonna stay at the bottom.
Yeah. What else I'm gonna do? Yeah. Why would I get up?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna solve in your misery. You gonna stay at the bottom. That's why the question is like, how long? Like, you gonna stay there? So now you find a comfort zone. Yeah. You find a comfort in doing nothing, being nothing. So you really, you don't have no conversation. You don't have no reason at this point because everybody don't gave you. A lot of people around you who care about you probably don't gave you plenty of opportunities. Probably don't put you on plenty of chances. Don't give you the information because they don't want to see you stuck. And you probably burnt all those bridges.
Man, listen.
Giving excuses.
And then come back with the, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the woo, whoop the woo, whoop the woo. Yeah, that right there. Go hand in hand with excuses. What the hell is whoop de woo? But say something, boy. What is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Nah, yeah. There you go. You ain't got, that's the excuse right there because you ain't got nothing real to say. Ain't no man should be talking to another man talking about, you know what I'm saying? Whoop de woo, my boy, whoop de woo. And then what happened with whoop de woo? Hit it with the eye and the Nigga, you ain't said nothing. But you know what? Don't worry about it, bro. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Pop said one time that the penitentiary is packed with
promise makers.
See, I always make that because I always go back to the reasoning and excuses. You feel me? So when you in that, when you in these situations and you trying to figure out what's your next move, and you know. When you first get jammed up or something, you get in that holding cell, and you start thinking about all the stuff you should have did. Mm-hmm. Like I shouldn't have turned left, or the girl told me don't go, or You feel me? I shouldn't have drove. All the stuff that you, when you're in that holding cell, you start thinking about all the stuff that you should have did. What you could have did different. You feel me? And then you start coming up with them excuses. Like, nah, I had needed to. You feel me? And that stuff is what it kind of overshadows your, or it overtakes your mindset.
Right.
Because if whatever the situation is, and you got an opportunity to get out, all that stuff you said you should have did, out the door.
Out the door.
You ain't thinking about that no more because you already got another chance at it.
And now you get out here talking about, like, damn, my boy, I thought you said you were going to do something different. Man, you know how the system is, though. That go that excuse.
There you go.
That go that excuse.
Again.
It's the system again.
Yeah, so
come on, man.
30 years ago, we can scream about what white people weren't doing for us.
That's right.
30 years ago, we could, and I ain't saying that everything done got better. You feel me? But some things has changed.
A lot of things have changed.
Right?
Yeah.
So now it's like, I don't know if y'all remember this. It was some commercial. I think it was an insurance commercial or something, where the daddy was getting ready to leave, and the children were holding on to his leg, and he was dragging them, like how he was trying to get out of there. You feel me? And he was dragging the children along, and I kind of equate that situation with how we do with that excuse about what the white folks ain't doing. Right? We getting dragged along. We getting drugged along with that. White folks ain't gonna let me get no job, right? So they dragging us, and so the minister said one time that if you ain't got no sense enough to let that leg go, and he keep dragging you with that leg, and then he take his other leg and start kicking you, and you still won't let go, then he need to beat the hell out you.
Yeah.
Cause you the one that's holding on.
Yeah.
Like, let go. You feel me? So on social media and all the different other platforms that they got out, everybody be talking about, you know, the motivational people and all that. They'll say things like "let go."
Yeah.
Right? You have to let go of this. Let go of that. Toddy asked a question. He posed a question earlier. How long you gonna let somebody drag you along before you let go? You
That's
feel me?
real.
How long you gonna let somebody beat you upside your head before you know what I mean? Before you let go? At some point in time,
that's torture.
Yeah, it's to yourself though, because you don't want to be accountable. You don't want to have to stand up on your own 2 feet. Right? So you're going to hold on and let Trey drag you along. Just like Nas said in one of his songs that if you're going to sit around and wait for another man to get rich, then he deserve your girl. You feel me? Yeah. Cause if I got to pay your bills, you feel me?
I deserve to call, hey boy, come here.
Yeah.
Go do this,
It's
treat
like,
you like a servant.
What movie that was? It was, I think it was The Four Brothers.
Yeah, when he made him be out the floor.
Yeah,
I knew what you was getting to. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So you feel like you ain't got no power enough to stand on your own 2 feet. So now and then telling you to sit at the kiddie table.
Then make your girl get down there with you.
At the table with you. What happened to your spine? You feel me?
Broke.
That's the time that you're supposed to take the L.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. That's
double
L.
L.
Yeah, you got to go out. You got to go out and fight guns blazing. You
Tell
feel
you.
me? But how long it gonna be before we come up in the world and start making excuses for stuff like that really matter? You feel me? Like the day when you was talking to Toddy yesterday.
The day before, I think.
Yeah. And we were discussing reasons, excuses, and what we seeing. We know that, like we always say, we got to figure out a way to get these guns off these streets. But we ain't had put no guns on the street. Right? So, are we the excuse makers? You feel me? Because we trying to figure out a way to make an excuse for why the guns are here.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't do that.
Right.
We trying to find a reason.
Yeah, but we trying to find a reason. But in finding a reason, we making excuses for the real reasons.
What you mean by that?
Cause we ain't putting no guns on the street.
Oh, okay.
You ain't gave nobody no gun. I ain't
Yeah,
gave
no.
But we trying to find a reason to get the guns off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But why we coming up with a reason why little man 12 years old shouldn't have no gun, right? We making an excuse for the person that really put it out there, right? We keep hearing people saying, "Oh, they breaking in people's cars." Ain't nobody riding around with no ARs and no goddamn Dracos. And
I said
car.
the same thing. Like, how you getting all these guns out of cars?
You
like,
feel me?
I said the same
ain't
thing.
Nobody, so you mean to tell me
Just laying there. How you feel?
every young nigga that's on the block got a AK-47?
He got it out of the car.
And they got it out of cars?
Hell
Who
no.
you know riding around just with choppers in
their
their
car.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So you saying
That
just
shit was planted.
regular civilians, right? Just riding around
Yeah.
with AKs and Dracos and
And how you know what's in this car?
yeah. Well, how you know this particular
This
car
particular
gonna
car
be the one
got this.
guy?
Come on, man.
And they got numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? They ain't getting caught with
You
one
said
gun.
something then.
They getting caught with many guns.
Minigun.
Yeah.
I ain't heard about no pawn shop getting broken
No
into.
pawn shop getting
None of
robbed,
that.
None
But
of
all
that.
these guns
so
out
where all
here.
these guns come from?
That's real.
So we sitting around, we excuse makers though, right? Cause we trying to.
'Cause
find
we ain't
a
the root.
reason.
'Cause we ain't the root of the
not
problem.
root of the problem.
We not the root, so
So
that's
we
what-
trying to make an excuse for the people that's are the reason, and they sitting back saying, "Look at these niggas."
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I here think they got it figured out. Ain't no way we gon' us as just human, us three people, and the people that we got, we ain't gonna get the gun. So I keep saying, nah, say the one that wanna be saved. It's
I'm
somebody
telling
that wanna live.
Somebody wants to.
Save them.
It's like the little jit y'all was just talking about. You know what I'm saying? Riding his bicycle to the resource center and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he ain't wanna be saved.
Oh, he didn't?
Nah.
Oh, okay. It sounded like it
At first,
at first.
First.
yeah, at first, but after he leave
He
the
found an
center-
excuse.
No.
Okay.
After he leave the center with Doc them, he got to go right back to that toxicity.
Oh,
So what's going on? What you think?
because
with
you in there
them-
more, yeah.
Yeah. You see, they look at TV, look at the internet. They glorify gold chains, cars. And you ain't getting that at the wellness center, bro. You ain't getting that from school. So now, like I told you when you were saying all your boys want to be rappers and all that, I said, man, rap is the new dope game. That ain't what rap. Rap what? You feel me? And so when you leave with Doc them up there doing your homework and schoolwork and all that, you go right back home to your situation. And your situation is what's selling you the lie like you can get out of here.
Right.
Right? So at first, he wanted to get out. But he kept going back to that same situation that we be talking about all the time. After we get done talking to these children, they still got to go back home. They can't go home with you.
Yeah.
They got to go back home to their homes. And when they go back home, they running back into rats and roaches and nothing to eat, no cornflakes on top of the refrigerator, no milk to go with the cornflakes if they got cornflakes. You feel me? Mom and daddy might be fighting. Mama might be on dope, daddy might be selling it to her. They going right back to these situations. And so tomorrow you got to redo everything you did yesterday.
Everything yesterday was diluted.
And then they got to go right back to it. Right? So then there you go again. We making up excuses for the reasons. We want to get to the bottom of it, but we ain't the reason. We just the buffer.
That's real.
We just coming in the middle,
Right.
trying to say, "Hey, look, let me help." But as soon as you get through talking to them, giving them the free game, they got to go back. They can't stay with you.
Right.
Yeah. So they got to go back to the toxic. Somebody said, yeah, but at least they gonna go back with a thought that you put in their head. I
Right.
said, you correct. They do got a thought. But now you got to see that I ain't got nothing else to provide them but game. I ain't got no job to give them.
Right.
I ain't got no way to give them no money. I ain't got no money to give them.
Right.
So what's gonna be the alternative? You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the alternative? Now what we got to do is come up with some type of way that we can connect with somebody that can get him a job, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or find get him a lawnmower or something. So he can make some money for himself. Right?
Yeah.
Because you sending him, you talking to him, yeah, you might buy him a sandwich or a soda or something, but then when you leave him, you go back home, back to that situation, back to that impoverished situation with his siblings, and everybody looking crazy. And so what you gonna do in your state of mind is, I gotta do something.
So and he might start to resent you.
So are those reasons legitimate, Tim? Those circumstances.
Are they?
Somebody describe like the kids we see. They under those circumstances. Their house is not a home. You know what I'm saying? And they in survival mode to a certain degree. I'm gonna eat. So are those reasons legitimate? Or are those excuses to do whatever he or she got to do to survive?
No. You know why? Like Kevin Gates said, you got to be purpose driven, not pleasure driven. So if you find your purpose, when you find that purpose and that reason, everything in you should be trying to, like, I ain't making no excuses for this. I got to get out of this situation.
And see, that's a perfect segue. Kevin Gates might say that, but he also saying something else on the next song.
What?
You feel me? So he might be saying one thing here, but then on the next song he might be finna kill a nigga. So I ain't saying Kevin Gates is the guy.
Yeah.
I'm saying music in general.
Yeah.
Right? So our inspiration might be people that saying this, but then when they leave from the inspiration, the next drop gonna be, fighting or shooting or killing somebody.
But only if you're talking about the situation that he may be in. I ain't never really and don't get me wrong, I'm not a big Kevin Gates fan.
I ain't talking
oh yeah, okay, yeah.
In general.
Oh okay,
in
yeah.
general.
Oh yeah. I just know, that's what, like you say, you be in survival mode, but at a certain way you gotta have self-discipline, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's hard to kind of teach a 13, 14-year-old child,
sometimes younger than that.
You know what I'm saying? 10, 12-year-old kid that this is what he see every day. You know what I'm saying? And he don't feel like it's no way out. You know what I mean? So he just get, like you said, you made, when I was speaking about resentment, like you done bought him a sandwich or a drink or something. He may look at you like, yeah, man, could probably do more. This all he doing for me. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he might.
So now you the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Like the situation on the Equalizer. Y'all saw the Equalizer?
The last one? Oh yeah.
And remember him and the dude was sitting at the table, and what boy name was on the Equalizer? What his name was?
Talking about Denzel?
Yeah. Well, he was talking to the Russian dude.
Yeah.
And he was explaining to him a story about
the kid. Yeah.
Yeah, and he
killed his parents.
Yeah, or killed the foster parent.
Killed the foster parent.
Yeah. Because they were doing so much for him, and he didn't want to lose the parent, so he just killed him, right? But Denzel was explaining to him about his life that he didn't know Denzel knew that. So he was the one. He said, "I wonder who killed them. Did they ever find out who killed them?"
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I don't know.
I heard that story.
Yeah.
That story, yeah.
But he was the story.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's the situation where you see somebody and somebody might be looking at you and kind of like that snake scenario where the lady had the snake sleeping in the bed with her.
And he kept stretching out.
Yeah. So you got somebody that they might be getting next to you the whole time. You might be their prey. You feel me? So the whole dynamic changes when you dealing in situations like this and people like that.
Yeah, but you got those types of kids that's really going through something. But then you got other kids that got it made, and they still won't do right. You got so you got kids who really don't have an excuse. That's what I want to bring. You got a kid like, you know, some of the kids we come across going back to those toxic environments. But then you got kids going home with the big yard, the big fence, everything they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll grow up in, I think what Trey was saying, they'll grow up and make an excuse to not be successful or not to try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause education ain't cool no more. Or winning ain't really cool no more. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, like right now, everybody look like they want to be losers.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like,
Take how everybody look alike.
Yeah, like everybody want to be the same.
No originality.
No originality.
Yeah, so right now, today, like you look at time and how, like Trey said, everybody want to dress alike. I'm talking about everybody wear flip flops, hoodies, and sweatpants or pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, how you leave the house every day. Like all these, and they got earphones on their head, and they just walking around with a book bag on their back, maybe. So everybody is fitting the same exact mold. So where is the authenticity?
They wonder why you might be profiled.
So is the struggle look or the struggle persona cool? Is that what you're saying?
That's what
you should look. You should look like
you ain't got.
You could look like you somebody, but you should look like you ain't got nothing. You should look like you from the hood. You should dress like you from the hood.
That nigga NBA YoungBoy. But I don't understand nothing. I literally be trying to, like, when I listen to music, I like zone out and I'm trying to hear what you're saying. Like, and this man got the biggest following without a label. But it's like he always talking about crazy stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Like you always angry. It's always something violent. And like some of my staff, I be asking them like, so what y'all like about this dude? Like what he talking about? What he said? What he said that really just like really got you on him? You know what I'm saying? Cause something, what bar was it? What line was it? What song was it that he said something that got you like? Because see, to me, you just making a bunch of clones. All y'all, and then the excuse is now you're gonna try to find something in even if you ain't got it like that, you're gonna find the simplest thing in your household or with your people to say, oh, I can relate to that. That's why. How you can relate to this?
You're exactly right, because that's who our kids listening to.
Right.
Yeah. That's what they follow.
So just even veggie backing off of what you just said, where same situation like that, looking at the industry, just let's talk about the music industry, right? Mm-hmm. The music industry, all these cats either going to jail, getting shot, getting killed, or whatever these are the top 3 scenarios.
On trial.
Yeah, so, but everybody want to do it now.
Yeah.
And they want to take that exact path.
Yeah.
So it seems like when we were coming up, we went to jail, but we was trying to avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like we weren't
You ain't trying to get caught. You ain't trying to get caught.
Yeah.
Never.
Like these cats is trying their best to get in jail.
I'm talking about they best.
Yeah. So like, how could you possibly like change the mental of a person who wanna die?
Wanna die. Like that boy Charleston White, he say some crazy stuff sometimes. But boy, that man said we was on the Cam Newton show.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You worried about my delivery? You worried about how I'm saying something?"
Right.
He said, "Man, you right." He said, "Man, he riding around. They talking about, my daughter got a hit talking about girls on girls, sticking fingers in the booty hole and killing and smoking Tuka and Outpass. But you talking about how I deliver this?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that was powerful to me.
Heavy.
That was real heavy.
I sent that to y'all.
You know what I'm saying? That was real heavy. And Cam couldn't do nothing but like, dang, like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? When I was trying to say it, and I didn't ever know he had been in all those different places and did all those things. I didn't know that. When he went to name and all that stuff, he said, "Nigga, you ain't want to hit me." Now I get on here and talk like y'all.
Everybody
listening.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I that's the truth. Like you.
But see, he had a perfect idea. So a lot of people can hate him all they want to, right? But we always say, the so-called leaders say we got to meet the people where they at.
You got to meet the people where they at.
So he went
where their people were at.
Where the people
at.
And he started talking about everybody that he could talk about, and then he started changing his conversation. He started dropping some jewels every now and then. So now you got people like me saying, "Hey, y'all was saying a nigga crazy."
But boy, that nigga said something.
A lot of sense though. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I don't care what he was talking about. He said, "I don't call out nobody but rappers, drug dealers, gaming." That's what he say he call out. What's wrong with that? You feel me?
Especially if this what he chillin' glorifying.
He say he don't call out nothing but rappers who be faking like they gangsters on the radio, and they ain't really no gangsters in the real life. He say he call out these drug dealers that do whatever they say they gonna do, and then be snitches in the back. You feel me? So what's up? What's wrong with that?
It ain't.
My thing is this: if you gonna meet the people where they at, that's why I always remind the people like, yeah, we the streets. Like, I can always. I ain't gonna never lose my ability to get out my car and on Truth and James and all that.
I'm telling you.
I'm always be able to get out and walk down there, right? So I can meet the people where they at. Well, I ain't gonna be too good for the hood.
You know what? That was just dope. Even going back to what we just said, for reason and excuse. If he never goes to these certain spots, right? The excuse is, man, I'm in here with a bow tie on and you know what I'm saying? I got my pants tucked in and all this, and I'm trying to talk like this, so I can't go here. That's an excuse though. But the reason why I dumbed it down for you to listen, because if I dumb it down for you, no, that's my reason. You know what I mean? Yeah, you like to hear me in here talk, and like you said, you be here say something, and then you be like, hold on, but what that boy said, go back. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, okay. Now I see why. That's the reason why it's the reason why you the person you are. You know what I'm saying? You really an educated dude. You know what I'm saying? You know some things and you saying some things and it makes sense. Like he said, why wouldn't I call these people out? Why wouldn't I say that? Why wouldn't I come on here, you know what I mean? And especially if you doing this for clickbait or to sell, like I ain't never gonna, my music will never reflect. I done done a lot of things out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of that ain't never ever been put in my music. I ain't never ever said that, you know what I mean? Never came across or I ain't never made no song about selling drugs. Not one song. Have I ever said anything about selling drugs?
But look at that language you just used though, D.
What's that?
Just the fact that you would say, I have to dumb myself down. You feel me? So what you saying about the people that you going to see?
Are they dumb?
You feel me? That's what you say though, right? That's the term when you feel like you got to go back.
Make it simple.
You got to dumb it down.
Y'all don't want to make no. Yeah,
so
you
let
right.
me ask y'all this: Do society make excuses for the music that's getting put out right now?
No, the society make reasons for it.
Hey.
So society is reason. So now they got the excuse. That's why they putting out the music because they saying it sell.
That's
the
it.
Reason.
That's it. But I'm saying it's a reason, but it's an excuse for them to put out the bad music. Well, this was gonna sell. We don't mean no harm by it, but this is what people want to hear.
Society, if you go back and listen to the older rappers like Professor Griffin, Wise Intelligent, and these guys, they telling you that society's saying, like Too Short had, when Too Short started dropping the song The Ghetto, and he made, cause you know the first album, you know, he was cussing and talking about B this and H that, and then he came back with the song. He started cleaning the music up a little bit, and Too Short disappeared. And they say he came back with another album, and they were like, yeah, we can't do nothing with this here. If you ain't gonna call, you ain't gonna say the B's and you ain't gonna do no pimping and all that. Nah, we ain't messing with you on this album right here, right? So the labels is giving you that ain't an excuse because they controlling that. You feel me?
Right.
That's the look here, my boy. This what we doing. If you ain't rocking with this, then we ain't messing with you. And so when they start offering these young guys millions of dollars to just get on here and kill, sell dope, rape, use drugs,
It was too easy.
too easy. That's their life.
That's what's going on.
Yeah, so that ain't an excuse. That's the reason.
And they got life insurance policies on these niggas.
They get this. The
You know what I'm
360
saying?
deal.
As soon as you get that, oh yeah, we gonna go ahead and put this out. You know what I mean? But we know
Gonna
somebody
get
gonna
a
kill.
$500 million
Yeah.
life because you're an
Yeah.
asset, you're an
Yeah.
investment
Yeah.
to these companies. So that's a whole nother conversation. But you
Yeah.
are an investment for these companies, right? So Wise Intelligence came out of a book called Dumb 3/5. Because you know they used to tell us that we were 3/5 of a human being. Right? You ain't even considered a whole human according to the Constitution. You are 3/5 of a human. Right? So that's not an excuse, bro. That's a reason.
That's a reason.
That's a reason.
It's a big
right?
reason.
Yeah.
You're right.
So mainstream media is what control the thought process of us and our children. Right? So whatever Dr. Umar said, well,
So what if we didn't listen to it though? If the
that's what I was gonna
if
say.
the buying consumer, that's what I was saying. If the consumer didn't buy the music, listen to the music, then they had to change the music. So even if the label saying put out this, it take the buying consumer for them to sell. Cause the label just wants you to be profitable, like you said.
But look at the example Trey just gave you. NBA YoungBoy, he ain't even on no label, and he the hottest thing smoking.
Yeah, but you said the label was controlled. I'm saying he independent.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. The people, he independent, and the people, our kids, is buying his music.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you talk to the kids about it, they give, like I was saying, they give the rapper an excuse. Oh, he just doing it. But you'll see your kid holding a chopper. You'll see anybody else who trying to be a rapper. Just like God bless the young man who passed in his video from here. The rapper
Oh
from
yeah,
here.
yeah.
When you look at his video, all they had was guns in the video. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what was your question again? Did you say the rappers or did you say the industry?
And I was saying, I said
consumer.
I said society at first.
Society.
You
So
said,
society and the artist is different then.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, cause
So we
society is the reason. The excuses is the artist.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Society is the reason why they thrive.
That's right.
Yeah.
Society is the reason.
So we uphold their excuse.
That's right.
So if we don't buy it, they ain't got no reason to put out that music.
But that's what's being said, but that ain't what's being done. Because like I told y'all yesterday, what if you just don't allow? First of all, y'all can't play it, right? Cause I never played Christian music around my children. Well, they had to learn that elsewhere. You feel me? So, what if you stop playing around your baby boy and you got little children too? What if your children never knew who young boy was?
They ain't know about him from me.
Yeah.
I promise. I
feel
only
me?
listen to him.
What if your children don't know who none of? But what if your children just listen to Public Enemy all day? What kind of mindset you think they'll have then? Cause see, ain't no Public Enemies now. Ain't no
No Tupac, ain't no Public Enemy.
Goody Mobs.
None of them.
None of
So
that.
all that's gone. Cause you know why they had to get them guys out of here? Age ain't never really had nothing to do with it. Look at your man, Killer Mike.
It's a message.
Yeah. So it's now, what is you talking about? I tell Trey, I tell Pop Man, I tell these cats all the time, ain't no age limit on music, on wordplay. I say, y'all put those stipulations on yourself. I'm too old to be rapping. Well, how, you ain't too old to keep talking. Rapping is was a form of poetry.
It is.
That's what it is.
Was.
You-
Not what it is now.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no,
it's supposed to be rhythm and poetry.
That's what it was.
Master of the ceremony.
Masters of the ceremony. But now,
I mean,
what's happening?
boo boo.
Yeah. So when you had now I heard somebody at the shop say, man, we ain't with all that rapping. I don't want to hear all that, right? So if you don't want to hear that, certain people have to cater to certain things. Like me, I'm still waiting on a good rap album. Killer Mike had a nice little album. I fool with it a little bit, right? I never really been a fan of Killer Mike.
Yeah, man.
But that was a good album. I like that, right? So Nas been dropping some stuff here lately. Hey, you know my man AZ been dropping Truth Be Told is his latest album. So there's some people out here, but even AZ, when I saw him putting certain people on his album, I'm like, what you doing? How you mix these people up with your type of flow?
That was for sale.
That was for sales. No way, like what? Yeah. Features like this? But even people like Plies got some good music.
He do.
Plies got a song called Crying in the Shower. You feel me? Plies got a song called I've Been Thinking. But I want y'all to go listen to the song by Lupe called Dumb It Down. Yeah, that's y'all homework assignment today. So go pull it up on YouTube or whatever and just listen to what Lupe says about the fact that we have to dumb down
the music.
Our music. Just think about just the word that we use to talk about reaching our people. We got to dumb it down.
That's crazy.
Not raise the level of consciousness. Dumb it down, my boy.
My son said that earlier. The track I had just recorded, he was like, cause I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I was in a space for that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, Dad. He like, play it back. He was like, you gotta listen to what you saying. It's what you said. You know what I mean? You know, I'm catching everything that you saying. So, you know, and that's probably one of my biggest focus. Like, I feel like I'm very witty. So if I say something, whether it be a punchline or a double entendre, it got a message in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it got like Mindset was a very conscious song. Facts is a very conscious song. I made that from a space of like, I want you to hear these jewels. I want to drop this. Like, I ain't finna never come off that. Like, I ain't finna never be like, oh, you gotta make this like that. I ain't gotta do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'ma always stay in my space. I'ma always stay in my lane. Even no matter what type of song I'm on, I'ma always do me because I know how to catch cadences and stuff. And you never want to dumb something down because, you know, I got people that really like to hear what I have to say. So I think when you kind of like sell yourself short. So here we go. The reason why I never do that, you understand what I'm saying? The reason why I never do that is because first, my principles, my moral, and my integrity, and the fact that it's somebody that really listening. Now, if I give an excuse to this, I'm trying to see if, you know what I'm saying, I can fit in or something. That's the excuse. I ain't gotta fit in. You got your own lane. So you gotta always be the flow. You can't never go with the flow. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I want to be the flow. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna give no excuses about nothing. My reason is this where I'm at. This is what this is a genuine. I'm genuine with where I'm coming from. You know, either you gonna like it or you ain't. That's just where it go.
Yeah, if you ain't a real conscious listener, a lot of that stuff
go right over your head.
People's heads.
Yeah, go over your head.
So what you saying, Tim? What he's saying is they ain't gonna get the message. What he's saying is, if you ain't no conscious listener, you ain't gonna get the message unless he dumb it down.
Unless you dumb it down.
For them to understand. Yeah. I mean, what happened when you have people just going in the studio, making a song on YouTube and just making a catchy song.
Ain't that what Ho said? I dumped down for my audience and doubled my dollars. They criticize me for it, yet they all yell holler. If skill, soul, truth be told, I'd probably be lyrically Talib Kweli. You see what I'm saying? Like, he went to, and Michael Eric Dyson, that's one of his most famous. He loved that. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, dang. I dumped down from an audience and doubled my dollars. They criticized me for it, yet they all yell holler. You know what I'm saying? So I done came down here just to make, you know what I'm saying? You criticize me for doing this, but everybody out here cheering. I ran that check up. But y'all didn't want to hear this, what I was talking about, you know what I mean, reasonable doubt and all this, you know what I'm saying? So let me dump down on this and you see, you know, see what I can get. Let me run this bag up.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. So for us, like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You feel me? All the reason is what it is, right? But these excuses, yeah, they just coming from all angles. You don't know what niggas making excuses for all kind of reasons. You feel me? Like,
all kind of reasons.
Yeah, you making excuses for all kind of reasons.
Crazy.
We ain't doing nothing. What we supposed to do, man? You feel me?
You right.
And instead of us moving forward, be honest, and we going straight back.
Straight backward.
Making excuses for.
We making excuses for every reason, man.
Every reason.
Instead of standing up on the reason.
Gotta stand tall on them reasons, man. Them reasons.
We had a whole definite in the book, Outwitting the Devil. Y'all probably ain't know anything about that. Guess y'all don't be doing no reading and all that.
Yeah, I do a little reading, but I ain't never heard
But
of
in the
it.
book by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil, he said, are you a wandering generality or are you a meaningful specific? You feel me? Wandering generality. He also said, either you gonna be a drifter, like just go with the flow, or you gonna be
a driver
and make the flow.
Gotta be.
He explained the situation where he was talking to Dale Carnegie. This is Napoleon Hill, so of course you know they talking about a lot of the Club of Rome, the whistleblowers. You know what I mean? So he said he was talking to Dale Carnegie about a situation, and his inside of himself told him to just go. He ain't need no money, just go, and it'll be suffice. When you get there, you'll get what you need. He was trying to write a book, and he needed to go to New York to meet with the Carnegies. You feel me? In order to get the book off the ground, but he ain't had the money to go.
Right.
So he borrowed the money from somebody, and they ain't give him what he wanted. They gave him just what he needed to go. You feel me? And then this time, like $100 was a lot of money. Right. But they gave him 50. So it was enough to get him there and get him a room, and that was it. So he was at his wit's end. He didn't know which way to go. So all he was doing was trying to figure out. But every day, he came up with it. Some way, somehow, it just came up with it, right? Because, like you said, he had a purpose.
He found a reason.
He found his reason.
He didn't lose no. He lost the excuse and he gained.
I'm telling you.
Outwitting the devil, man.
He found a reason.
Yeah.
He lost his excuses and gained some results.
My boy Method Man told the old girl on his stripper, on his prostitute path, he was acting like he was a pimp. And he said, you need to drop them excuses and pick up a purpose.
Telling you. I'm telling you.
She told him, why you ain't on the track? Delicious out here getting this money. What is you out here doing? And she said, I just got to go take it back. He said, listen here, woman. You need to drop them excuses and pick up a purpose. So it's time to drop these excuses, man.
Man, listen. It's free game.
The freest.